All in Our Heads with Joe Fernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Welcome to Now What? No, I won't even fucking run. Welcome to the All in Our Heads podcast with Joe and Mike.
Oh, Mister, you were making fun of me for not saying it smooth last time. You just were reading. You were
yeah,
reading that in the front of your head.
I know.
Yeah,
I was just
in my head.
You know how I remembered? I remembered the picture you made. I was like looking at the picture. I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, it says All in Our Heads. That's what it says.
That's what it says. All in our heads. It's a happy Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day recording we're doing.
It is. It's like
And,
the lovers. It's for lovers.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Me and my wife don't do. I mean, we went out for dinner for Valentine's Day last night.
Yeah.
'Cause we're just like,
Where'd you go?
this new restaurant called the Tuscan Table, like Italian
Okay.
shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Tuscan table.
Had some seafood Fra Diavolo.
Nice.
It was nice.
Was good?
It was good. We originally had reservations at this place in Morristown called Olive Lucy's. It's a Portuguese-Italian restaurant.
Okay.
It's nice, expensive joint.
Right.
But then they had some prefixed fucking Valentine's menu, and it's we wanted to. And normally they'll charge you if you cancel, which is bullshit.
Right.
But I'm like, dude, you're not having a regular menu. He's like, it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, tomorrow it is. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's Saturday.
But everybody was out for Valentine's Day last night, and it's always a fixed menu on Valentine's Day.
Not at the Tuscan Table.
Well, I wonder, you hear the name of it?
It's good. It was good.
I'm sure it's good food, but the Tuscan Table, that's what they came up with? Like the fucking 5 guineas sat in a circle. I'm like, what do you want to call it?
Yeah, no, it's a good name.
Let's go Tuscan Table.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good for furniture. If you're going to a furniture store, the Tuscan Table.
Nah, the dinner table, the Tuscan Table. They do it family style. They do
is that what it is?
Well, if you want to, but we didn't do that.
No, you didn't do. You and Carrie didn't do family style. Pass potatoes. You pass them back.
Can we have 6 pounds of fettuccine Alfredo, please? And a tray of meatballs. How about that? We're hungry.
You know what? Do a half a tray. Do a half a tray of meatballs.
Yeah, we skipped lunch.
Yeah.
But it was the guy let me out of my reservation without charging me. No, because I wanted to get the Portuguese seafood paella.
Right.
And that wasn't on the menu. And it's like, that was my whole purpose of going there. I want because my wife loves Italian food.
Right.
I love Portuguese food. She hates Portuguese food.
So it was a good combo.
There was a goddamn restaurant built
made for
us.
Yes.
I can go get all the Portuguese I want.
You guys go there often?
Never been there yet. It's pretty expensive, so it's not somewhere we can go that often.
Right.
But it's like, I wanted to try it. I had my heart set on it all week, so I was like, yesterday, I went online. I'm like, let me just look at the menu, try and figure out what I want while I'm bored here during the day. And it's like Valentine's prefix, and it's just like shit,
all
like
the basic shit,
like shit.
You can make it home,
right? And it's like, and it includes like all this stuff and dessert, but like I don't want
all the stuff. It includes like you can get a champagne glass. Like
I don't want it all.
Yeah,
Half the time I don't get dessert out because I'm so full from dinner.
Right.
We go drive and maybe have dessert somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, it's like shit choice for dessert. I don't fucking cannoli.
Exactly. Yeah. Cannoli, apple pie, or sorbet. I'm like, I want a sorbet. Who the fuck want a sorbet?
But I even talked to the guy. I go, what's with the prefix menu? He's like, well, it's going to be busy, so it's easier for the kitchen. I go,
right.
So you guys are not busy any other night? Like, should you hope for this type of busy every weekend? Like, what is this lazy ass bullshit?
It is true though, because they do get busier. They like Saturday night's probably not as busy as it would be consistently busy. So if they limit the thing to 10 things on the item on the menu, then the chef can just keep cranking the food out. Get these fucking people out of here. Get a new couple in.
Yeah, to me that's a turnoff. I would not go to a place with a prefix menu.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
No, I want choices.
Yeah, not too many choices.
But
if there's too many choices, you always got to believe that they can't possibly do all this well.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like a diner. Like a diner's got 700 choices.
Yeah.
You're just like, there's no way this fish is fresh. There's no way.
They have like
Because
12
everyone in the
wraps.
building's eating pancakes.
Yeah. They have 12 wraps, 12 different types of wraps.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you
they're all
could do,
just-
yeah.
They're all chicken with lettuce. A combo of that is
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah, the only difference is like this wrap has pesto.
Yeah.
It's the Tuscany with pesto, and we call it fucking Mediterranean or whatever.
They throw like a mushroom in there, and they fuck it's
Yeah.
the Tuscany wrap. They throw in a little spicy hot sauce. It's the Southwest wrap. It's
Yeah,
just
some guy wants a Mediterranean. Take a chicken wrap and throw a grape leaf in there.
yeah.
They're in the Mediterranean. Just fucking think of beaches and shit.
Think, bro. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Just whatever they want, throw in that ingredient. Mexican wrap, cheese, and
All
hot
right,
sauce.
Don't cut it. It's a Chinese, like an egg roll. It's like an egg
Yeah.
roll wrap. That's
Yeah.
it. Just don't cut it.
Yeah, it's just. I feel like I've never ordered like dinner type food at a diner, like steak or pot roast or like seafood, especially seafood. Like, there's nothing about a diner where I'm like, I gotta go.
You know
some
what
seafood.
though? Like a Chit Chat I go to, and there's a place I used to go to called the Arena Diner.
Yeah.
They were like restaurants. Like they used to get packed during
Yeah.
dinner. They were restaurants. They weren't like, where do we want to go?
Yeah,
We're
well,
starving.
Yeah, well, Chit Chat seems more like a restaurant.
Yeah, and I got this thing, fucking like a fillet of sole, like stuffed, like a couple of weeks ago. It was so friggin' good.
Really?
They make it so good. Like, so some of those places are really restaurant type places, especially here in North Jersey. Diners are like restaurants.
Yeah.
It's not like if you go like to that one we went to after the convention that one time.
Yeah,
a
that
couple
place
months ago.
sucked.
Holy fuck, that place is a diner. That place is like, I'm starving. We're on a desolate road. Let's go get pancakes.
That's why I got eggs that night. I'm like, you can't
yeah.
fuck up an egg. Let's do this.
And me and Frank got wraps, and they were disgusting. They were soup wraps. Whatever sauces, they were so thin, they were full with just juice. The wraps were juice. It was disgusting.
Boo.
It was horrible.
Fucking boo.
Yeah, fucking boo. There's our there's the food critic section of
Food critic session, yeah. So Carrie and I went out for dinner, Tuscan table, had a good one, and then she made edible chocolate chip cookie dough balls for me and the boys for today.
nice.
It's it's just a cookie dough balls without egg,
Oh,
so it doesn't have raw egg in it. Like most
Got
cookie
it.
dough has raw egg, so you can get
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Because I put on Facebook a picture of it, and I said edible cookie dough balls, and our buddy James goes, "Aren't all cookie dough balls edible?" I'm like, "Well, this one has no. They are if you want egg in it and get sick."
Right,
Then
right,
he's like,
right.
"Well, I never get sick." I'm like, "All right, you're right. What we did was wrong. Let's just go."
Yeah.
Yeah, all cookie dough is healthy for you. I get it. This is we made this up. We made it up. I'm not arguing cookie dough balls on Facebook in their health in foodborne illnesses.
Well, I will tell you this: when you said edible cookie dough balls, I'm like, I also was like, what? Some cookie dough isn't edible? Like I didn't.
Well, you're not the reason why they call it that in the recipe is because they're not
Because you're not
supposed
eat
to be
raw egg.
edible.
No, you're not supposed to eat raw egg.
Right, which makes them unedible.
Right. No, exact. But you don't think like that. No one ever
No.
really thinks. I never thought it's a cookie dough. I'm eating a fucking cookie dough. Like I don't like cookie dough. I like it cooked.
Yeah,
I never really took a piece of cookie dough and ate it ever.
Yeah.
Ever. So, but I know people did. So when you said edible, I'm like, I
Yeah.
thought people eat cookies all the
some
time.
people think edible means you like you could eat it. Edible means like you should eat it
Yeah. Right.
or shouldn't eat it.
Right. Right.
Like that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unedible. Mm-hmm. Like it's rotten.
Yeah, you
It'll
can
make
put that in
you
your mouth
sick.
and chew on that, but you should.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. And just because you didn't get a foodborne illness from your raw egg doesn't mean you won't.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
continue to eat them.
Right, and that's why it's not edible because you could.
Right. Or you can. I should have put eggless, but it's like,
Oh,
what are we fucking English majors here on Facebook? It's a fucking edible cookie dough ball. It's fucking delicious. Look at the picture and fucking move on. Fucking semantics here. Ugh. You're talking to a guy who eats food off the floor, so I.
Right.
You know.
90% of the things I put in my mouth aren't edible.
Right. I'm not all, but raw egg, I draw the line. It's kind of gross.
I hear
You
you.
know what I mean?
Salmonella's not the fucking...
Salmonella, yeah, it's a good diet plan for some, but for others, we don't want that shit.
We're not bringing salmonella to the Tuscan table, that's for sure.
Yeah, he said Rocky drank it in Rocky 1 and he didn't get sick. I'm like, it's a movie. You didn't see this. Did you see the behind the scenes documentary when he was fucking shitting his brains out and vomiting all over Mickey? No. They don't show that. There was no social media back then to show what raw egg does to you. And Rocky, I mean, really? The guy talks like he's half retarded.
Absolutely. Something went wrong.
Yeah. Raw eggs are not helping him.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck, I just forgot. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking it's cold, it'll be warm all day. I got no Valentine's, and then something just came across my screen. The guy who booked the show tonight posted a picture, and I forgot I had a show up in Hartford.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, I just was like, right now, I was like, man, I looked at my bed. I'm like, it's nice and warm. I'm going to stay warm, watch some television. And then a little picture came across. Jerry just put, I'm like, I got that fucking show.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm in Hartford next weekend.
I know, it's City Steam.
City Steam.
Who you with?
Mike Fenoya?
I don't know him.
I don't either, but I heard he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's all that matters to me these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, is the guy funny? I don't care. Is he cool to hang out with? I really care if he's funny.
I'm
sure he's funny.
I did a fundraiser for the Special Olympics last night in Jersey City.
Uh-huh.
And they said it was a Special Olympics fundraiser. So when I got there, I didn't know who, it was like what the organization was, but it happens to be a group of cops. It's not affiliated with the PBA, but cops put this on. And it was over 300 people there of Jersey City cops.
Okay.
And like, so I walk in, I'm like, and it's in Jersey City, it's in like the west side of Jersey City. And I was like, I grew up here. And the guy's like, oh, we didn't know that. And we start talking. The guy, he's a cop, and his father was a retired cop. His father knows my dad was here in Maywood 2 weeks ago for a fundraiser at Maywood Knights of Columbus. I'm a member of the night. We start talking. I know everybody. I'm like, yeah, I got arrested by some. I probably got arrested by some of these guys. So I opened up with that. I was like, normally I like a show. I like the audience to know my name, so they'll search me and be my friends. I would like you guys not to look up my name. But they were. But Richie Byrne was there, and before the show starts, this woman came up to me who happens to be. She saw me with Sebastian probably 2 years ago, and been on my Facebook since. And I never met her, but she always like if I post a video, she'll say very funny. Like so, she just happened to be there. She's like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you. I saw you walk in. I was like, oh my god, I follow him and his daughter." And like, she's like, "You're so funny. You know why you're so funny? Because you like touch on reality. You like touch reality." And Richie Byrne looks at me, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I touch on reality. And she walks away. It's like, you fucking touch on reality. And so I'm coming on stage like, hey, you did a lot of reality touching right there. A lot of reality touching.
That's the name of your next CD, Reality Toucher.
He says, the next TV. I said, touched by reality, like touched by an angel.
Yeah, Mike Gaffney touches reality.
Yeah. He's like, I'm never letting you live that down.
I'm with Richie on Monday, tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're doing a fundraiser in Brick, New Jersey, where apparently they're going to have chocolate fountains and like tables of chocolate.
Oh, nice.
I'm like,
when you go there,
I told Kerry I'm just taking my knapsack and I'm fucking, it's all wrapped chocolate. I'm just.
When you go there, tell them that you're touched. Like, you know what? I'm just doing this whole new thing. I'm just touched by reality.
Touched by reality. I'll do that.
But it was cool. Like, I mean, coming up on, 23 years.
Yeah.
And like being in Jersey City, like in this area that I probably copped in I know I copped in the area, and I definitely copped 2 blocks away from the precinct that most of these cops work at. I got arrested at. And just to be there and then like a guy kept looking, he looked very familiar, but I know I was in Jersey City, so I figured I would see somebody I recognize.
Uh-huh.
And this guy came up to me afterwards, like, you don't remember me? And his name is Steve Caralger. And we went to freshman year in high school before I got kicked out of the high school. We were like best friends.
Okay.
Like freshman year, we hung out every day. We got detention together. We snuck out and played video games at the store. Like we went to join football together. Like we were best friends. And we hung out afterwards too, because he was lived about 4 blocks away from me. But I hadn't seen him since probably I'm 15 years old.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he was like, you probably don't remember. Then he starts saying, he said his name. I'm like, wait a minute. And then he started, like, I knew your face looked familiar. And he's talking to me, and it just starts flooding back. Like freshman year of high school, just start like the memories just start flooding back. I'm like, holy fuck. Did you ever
cool.
like run into somebody and you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, I know you. And then one little thing unlocks, and now every memory that you have with that guy is like, blah, 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 blah. Like, how did I not remember you 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, no, that definitely happens nowadays because my memory sucks. I mean, some people I legitimately don't remember.
Right.
Actually this past year I was like out at Uncle Vinny's, and a dude I went to high school with saw I was going to be there and came out, and I'm walking outside. He goes, hey, what's up, Joe? You don't say hi? I go, Steve. He's like, I'm Tom. I'm like, Tommy. Tommy boy.
Stevie Tom.
Tommy ding dong.
Stevie Tom.
Yeah. I don't even know. Honestly, those two names I just made up, I just don't even remember what happened. That's how bad my memory is. That happened
right now going, it's fucking Phil, you dick.
That happened less than a year ago.
Right.
And I still don't remember the name I thought he was or what his real name is.
You made up the whole scenario because you can't remember it still.
Exactly. I have no memory of this guy, but he had stories that had to be true because it sounded like me.
Yeah.
I remember you with your band and the bass. Remember the time you tripped on acid and your girlfriend came and fucking. I'm like, sounds like, yep.
That's about right.
Sounds about like every weekend. Girlfriend mad that I'm tripping on acid, not being with her.
You know what I got to think though, and we have this in common, and I have never really talked to other comedians about it, but especially me and you, we were members of a big fellowship.
Yeah.
We met 1 million people through there. Yeah. And then we became comedians, and we meet 1 million people through performing every night.
Yeah.
Everyone has a memory of you because you're the person they met, and then they go back to home and they meet 10 people a year. Right? They meet 10 new people a year.
Yeah.
We meet 10 new people an hour, basically, if you fucking stretch it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not their fault or our fault, but like we start to just lose all of that. But they have specific memories of us because we're not that we're important, but we're the only one new person they met.
Right.
So they have very specific memories of us. They have memories of our story. They have stories about us.
They have an interesting memory because we've either made them laugh.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's how I remember people. Like, you have to be really good in my life. Something like important had to happen.
Right.
I remember all my funny friends.
Right.
I remember all my interesting friends I really got high with.
Right.
Like, I have a friend, Jim, that just friended me on Facebook. I haven't seen him in 20 years.
Really?
And I haven't messaged him yet. He friend requested me, but I'm like, if I sat down with Jim on a podcast, I can recall every story we did, drug story, because we were teenagers and had the best time.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But like certain people, it's you know.
Yeah, like there's this kid. Once he started talking, then he was like, "I used to work at A&P." I'm like, "Hey," and he said he used to work at ShopRite or something. I'm like, "You did? I remember you fucking worked this." Like it came back. I'm like, "How come I remember you now working at ShopRite?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 2 minutes ago, you'd be like, "Yeah, Corrales used to work at ShopRite." I'd be like, "No, I don't." No, but like you said it, and it's just and like we had snuck out to play Star Wars. Remember the Star Wars, the video game? Remember the Star Wars? Like it was awesome. Like you would drive it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So we snuck down a block to play Star Wars during lunch, and we went to a very strict all boys Catholic school. We walked through. The dean was waiting, like in the little courtyard, waiting for people to come back. And we were late from coming back from lunch, and we got indefinite detentions. Now in my school, they would just say indefinite. That's all they want to say to you. You, Mr. Gaffney, indefinite. That means you go to detention until they feel you can stop going to detention. Mm-hmm. He only got it once freshman year. I had indefinite so many times that I should be still in detention right now. That's how many indefinites I got. So we were just talking about that. I'm like, I remember getting in trouble for that. I mean, I got in trouble a lot more. He's like, but then I got sick. I went away. He got like strep throat or something, and he had to go out of school for like 3 weeks. He was out of school. And when he came back, I was gone. I got kicked out. He's like, then you were just gone.
I was just talking to my niece about detention at my other niece's birthday party. She's like, the older one. She's like, yeah. I was like asking her about this one friend of hers. She's like, she's always in detention. She's like, I was always in detention too. I was like, I wanted to. That's where all my friends were. Yeah.
Maybe not
She started
Paul Hughes.
laughing. What? I go, if I didn't go to detention, I had nothing to do after school because all my friends were there. And she was like, Uncle Joe, that's so hilarious. And she's like, Uncle Joe got detention to be with his friend. She's like telling the whole party. I'm like, yeah, well, Uncle Joe, he made mistakes. He just... That's one of
You sound like my grandfather used to be like that. Like my grandfather quit school in 3rd grade, but anytime I told him something positive, he always had some shit story on why his life was cooler.
I was just trying to make her laugh because she's...
Yeah, I know, but she's like, my friend's just bad. It's always detention. Detention, that's where cool people go. I just got there with my friends.
No, I didn't say that's where cool people go. I said that's where I happen to be.
But if she thinks you're cool, then that's where the cool guys go.
No, but I was sure to tell her that I wasn't bad. I was like, I would more gotten detention from being goofy in class and, and clowning around. Uncle Joe wasn't a bad guy.
You don't got to tell me you're Uncle Joe. You don't got to say it to me.
No, I was just telling you what I told her. I'm not trying to convince you I wasn't a
leave
bad
out the
guy.
Uncle Joe like you're telling me.
No, I'm recalling the story in my head.
I always tell, Uncle Joe, like I know who you are.
Yeah. No, we were speaking of like remembering people. We were me and I did a show Friday, opened for Uncle Floyd.
Right.
At this place out in by Jefferson called Casa Bianca. I go in there. It's like a wedding hall.
Right.
And I walk in. There's like this huge buffet and like 300-400 people.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, "Where's the show at?" And they're like, "In there." I'm like, "Were you performing at a wedding?"
Right.
People just came out for comedy night. Filled this whole banquet hall.
Really?
$35 a head, a full buffet. It was like insane.
Who was on the show?
It was Bob Gonzo MC'd. I was the middle, and Uncle Floyd and Davin Rosenblatt booked it. Wound up being a great show. First thing, it's like the sound seemed horrible. It was like that room sound that like is installed in a banquet hall.
Oh yeah, the muffled.
But like from where we were in the buffet, it sounded like you couldn't hear. But once you get in there, everyone could hear you.
Right.
But the creepiest thing, before I get to what I was going to say, is the stage was the same carpet as the floor. So my whole set, I'm like afraid I'm going to step off because
it was weird.
I can't see where the edge is.
Yeah.
So I was just I was so paranoid. But I think it made me like really do good because I had this energy because I was like so nervous to fall.
Why do you just wander around? What's wrong with you?
Dude, I've get more animated on stage, I gotta say. I've been using the stage more. I'm trying to, up my game. But there's this guy over on the left. I'm like, where the fuck do I know this guy from?
Right.
I'm not from this area. I'm like, but I swear I know. And the dude comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, dude, I sold you a car like 4 or 5 years ago."
Oh, wow.
But it's like he remembered me. He goes, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I saw you up there." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling my whole table." And the whole table's like, "Yeah, he keeps telling us he sold you a car, like during your whole set." He's like, "I sold this guy a car." And then he's like, "And then when you started talking about used car salesmen, I was dying." I'm like, "I talk about used car salesmen?"
In his world, you did.
Took me a next day to figure out what he was talking about when I did a casket joke.
Holy shit! You mentioned it 1 second. He thinks you did
That's how it goes to show what an audience thinks. That guy thinks that this guy does a whole chunk on used car salesman.
Yeah.
I used the word once.
You're gonna get hired for like a used car benefit.
Yeah.
This guy's the guy. He has a whole act about used cars.
And then, like, Davin saw him come up to me, and he's like, "Isn't it weird how people will remember you? Like, the guy probably sells a million cars."
Right. Oh, yeah.
And you bought one car from him 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
And he remembers you. I was telling him about one time early in my comedy career. I couldn't even call it comedy career then. I was just open micing at Stress Factory like the first year. And I'm out on this video shoot at my job, and this young kid comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I know you from somewhere." And, I'm already got the ego of a comedian. I'm doing it 6 weeks.
Right,
you go to the Stress Factory on Wednesdays? Obviously, that's where you know me from. You a fan of comedy? That's what I do. He goes, "No, you shop in ShopRite on Route 9? I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Nah, you come to my aisle a lot." I'm like, "How the fuck do you remember?" Like, what is it about me that you remembered me? That I shop. It's ShopRite.
Yeah. I had me and my daughter were in the ShopRite 2 days ago, and we were in like where the protein shakes in that aisle, like where the vitamins are. So we're looking at something, and some guy was shopping at the protein shakes, and he looks at me and my daughter's like, "You guys go to Blink Gym?" We're like, "Yeah, I mean, you want to consider paying a membership every month." You know what I mean? Going to Blink. Yeah, we both do that. We've been doing that.
Paying is going. I go a lot.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I know you from Blink." And when he walked away, like, "How do you know?" I haven't been to Blink since I threw my shoulder out in September. And my daughter hasn't been there since December. Like, how do you know us from Blink?
You guys must be doing something memorable. I wish I could run into that kid and be like, what is it about the way I shop?
Right.
Or what do I do in line? I feel like I just stack it and then pay you. Like, what am I doing that's more memorable than other people? Like,
Some people have was he young?
Young, yeah.
Well,
he's got a fresh brain, I guess.
Like, when I was young, I mean, like, I still remember faces. Like, if I see someone, like, I know that fucking dude. I always, like, I know that guy. And if I think hard enough, I'll place it eventually.
Yeah.
But we meet so many people. Like, how is my brain? And, like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be an arrogant dick. People in conventions will be like, come up, and they fucking have, it just drives me insane because people come up and they have stories about us.
Yeah.
And I don't remember one iota of the story. But I should, because they're talking about serious shit. Like one guy, I remember this guy, he's like, "Yeah, man, finally the cancer, like, looked at me like cancer's finally gone." Like, I was supposed to know that he had a cancer. I didn't know.
Yeah, you're like, praying for you, punch him in the shoulder, walk away.
He's like, finally that's gone. And the job thing is working out. I'm like, oh, the job is working out. Nice. No idea what he's talking about, but apparently I'm supposed to.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. Like when you're supposed to, when they know you, and you're just like, fuck.
And you can't, like, the person, like, you ever, like, been around somebody, like, I know, like, especially when I go to conventions, I know people 15 years. Like, I know them for 15 years. I know that I know them for 15 years. I'm not confused, but I don't know their name. It's like way past time to ask for name. You know what I'm saying? Way past.
Way past. That's why it's good when I have my wife. When I have my wife around, I'd be like, find out who he is, because I don't know.
I do that to my friend, like, yo, you introduce yourself, go, introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't introduce you because I don't know the guy's name. So introduce yourself, go.
Yeah. No, it used to happen to me a lot. Years ago when I used to, like, edit a lot of weddings for people, like different companies would edit weddings for them. You spend like 3 days just looking at these people and their families. Yeah. And, like, you'll be out in public, like, where the fuck do I know these people from?
Right.
And then, like hours later, as I'm driving, I'm like, oh, their fucking wedding. But, like, I'm like, I feel like I hung out with them. I was at a party with them because in my mind, I put together their whole party, into a product. But I'm like, and they don't know me. I'm just like staring at them, like, and they're like, what the?
Maybe
fuck?
if you covered one eye, they would like.
Oh, but I was never even shooting the weddings. I was just the editor.
Oh, okay.
So I know them totally.
Oh, they don't know you at all.
They don't know me at all.
You weren't even there.
I'm just a creepy guy behind the pita chip staring at them like, where do I remember you from? But I'm like, oh, weddings. Fucking. Ugh.
Funny.
Yeah. Fucking. That gig. With Uncle Floyd, he fucking kills, man. That dude murders. Yeah, this was a good crowd. Like, we all did really well.
Right.
But, like, just the love.
Right.
And during my set when I do stuff about nursing,
right,
I was like, I do that joke where, like, how do people in the medical field touch ugly people?
Yeah.
And this drunk woman blurts out, "I touch children."
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I guess this is the confession part of the show. And then I did I like made fun of her. Like, I just started doing her voice. I'm like, yes, I touch children in my shed, in my backyard. Oh, this isn't the pedophilia part of the show. Oh, it's the nursing part? Okay, I'll go back to my mimosa. I wish I recorded it. I've had good shows all week at Uncle Vinny's. There was like small crowds, but every show was good. And something weird happened at every show this week, and I've been judging the shows and not recording them. I'm like, I'm not going to hit up my recorder because it's going to suck.
Oh, you've been prejudging?
Prejudging every show, not putting on my recorder because it's going to suck. Even the sold out Uncle Floyd show, which looked like the sound was going to suck. I'm like, I'm not going to record it.
Right.
And it's like, I got to stop that. Like, I could have had from every show, I could have had some sort of audio that put into the podcast of some crowd work that happened with some crazy fucking person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to start. This would be good podcast shit because this stuff will never happen again.
Right.
You can never recreate the humor.
I know you hear the space heater. Is it picking up a lot in the?
Well, it sounded like you just started an airplane, but
you think it'll eventually?
Why,
just
you
blend?
cold?
Yeah, freezing.
Oh. I don't think I don't think I can hear it.
Okay.
Wait, hold up. Let's be quiet a second.
Hold on. Let me move this microphone away from the.
Did you just put the microphone on the space heater? I actually the blades of the space heater are now. I'm sticking the microphone.
Give me 1 sec.
All right. Mike is now standing up, and I see his sign behind that says "Smile More." So I will.
I'm back.
All right, he's
you
back.
still hear it?
No.
Good. Okay.
You warm now? It's fucking cold outside, bro. I took Cody out this morning. I put a face mask on.
Right.
I looked like Jihadi John from from ISIS.
And you were freezing still.
Bro, he's that dog is fucking no weather phases him. He was like, "What do you mean we're going back now?" I did a good mile and a half with him. Dude, my eyes were tearing from the wind and the cold, which was making my eyes tear, which was making my eyelashes have icicles.
Why would you do that?
I was fancy as fuck. It looked pretty cool. I'm like, wow, I wonder if this is a thing that would be a fashion statement.
Why would you make yourself hike during this fucking freezing?
Because I got to get this fucking dog I have needs his energy out.
Well, he can't go in the backyard and run in circles for an hour?
He can run in circles, but I mean, whatever. You do. I just went for it, and it was a bad choice, but, No, it was fine. I was good for a while because I really bundled up. If I could have had something for my eyes...
Yeah.
I would have been fine. It was just the eyes were, and even
you need them to see and stuff. So unless you wore ski goggles,
I could still see, but the icicles on my eyelashes were starting to. I was like, what if they break off and then I lose my eyelashes?
You would. That's what would happen.
Really?
Did you see?
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, of course.
No, you're just saying that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a real thing, but it sounds like it makes sense.
Okay, and that's science with Mike Gaffney.
Did you see that it was so cold that Saturday they canceled the ice sculpting in Central Park?
Yeah.
That's how the ice was even like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's like you can't even carve this ice. It's so cold.
Yeah.
Like it fights off chainsaws. That's how hard that ice is. It's going to be like 50 on Tuesday.
Insane.
Love it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fucking cold out there, man.
Just brutal. And I got to drive all the way up to Hartford, which is, I don't imagine it being warmer.
Yeah, it should be a packed show for Valentine's Day, right?
I hope so. I mean, it should be. It's a good show. If I mean, you and Kerry don't care. If he would have let me bring an opener, you could have came up with me.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't have been allowed to because the contract with City Steam is something you can't play within 20 miles. There's they don't care if you play places in Connecticut just within 20 days.
Oh, yeah.
Or I forget, there's some sort of rule.
Okay.
Which is fun. Which is actually pretty cool. I wish other clubs would be like that.
And tonight's Walking Dead.
Walking Dead and vinyl starts.
I know. I don't know if I want to get into vinyl. I probably will because I like Bobby.
Bobby's like one of the best fucking actors. Me and Kerry love Bobby Cannavale. It's like, this guy really needs Emmys and shit.
Yeah, he's good.
He was the only good thing about Boardwalk Empire to me.
Yeah.
He was the only, that show bored me to tears.
It was not always boring. It got boring because they didn't know what to do with it.
They tried to do too much with it. But if it wasn't for Chalky White and Bobby Cannavale, Steve Buscemi's good, but after a while, I'm like, I get it. You're Nucky Thompson. I don't know. Just
yeah. No, yeah.
We're not going to go venture back into that.
No. But tomorrow night, Better Call Saul was back on season 2.
That's Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
I love Better Call Saul.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes. It's my ringtone on my phone.
Huh?
It's my ringtone on my phone.
know.
Better Call Saul.
I got Frankie into some shows, right? Frank was never into television shows.
Okay.
So he just finished Breaking Bad. Can't stop talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Loves it. And then I know you didn't watch the show, but on Encore there was a show called Spartacus.
Oh, yeah. I remember you used to like it.
I loved it. It was only 4 seasons long.
On purpose, or it got canceled?
No, because that's the history of the. They couldn't
Yeah,
go-
because it ended the story. Okay, so it was on purpose. It was 4 seasons long.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got Joe. He started watching that. Frank started watching that first, and he fell in love with it. And then he's like, "What show should I watch?" I'm like, "Well, Breaking Bad." I just don't know if I love Frank, but he doesn't have the attention span
Yeah.
to last. I'm like, I don't know if you'll make it. And he made it. He loved the show, and now he's debating another show to watch. And like me, I loved Spartacus. It made me excited to watch it. So if me personally, my experience with Spartacus was like on a scale of 1 to 10, comparing Breaking Bad to a 10. Spartacus for me, loving watching it, was an 8. But comparingly, on a scale of 1 to 10 to Breaking Bad's quality, it was like, like a 5
Oh, really?
in quality of the show. I mean,
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just an awesome show, and I loved the characters in Spartacus. But in the writing and the storylines and how Breaking Bad came out, there's no comparison. You know what I mean? None. But it's like you watching a shit movie. You watching, Saving Private Ryan and watching Die Hard. 2 movies that you love to watch, but the quality of the dialogue and the script, way to fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in your entertainment quality, they're the same.
Right.
That's what I'm with. With Spartacus, the entertainment quality were the same, but in quality of the product, a 5 and a 10.
Oh, yeah.
So
I have movies like that I loved that, like,
Right.
other people, it's like so corny.
Uh-huh.
Like, did you ever see Digstown?
I seen it, maybe a half of it, a long time
With
ago.
Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah.
In what's his face?
The boxing movie, right?
Bro.
You loved it.
It's cornball as hell.
Yeah.
But that's
you
a movie I gotta, because there's like a secret, there's like a twist ending.
Oh, right.
But like
Yeah.
you're like, even though I know the twist, I'm like, I fucking love it.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
time. And it's corny as shit, but it's one of those I can't stop watching if it's on.
So your entertainment value was high on that movie.
Entertainment value, it's Academy Award winning film in my
Exactly.
mind. But
Exactly.
like I get it. If people be like, yeah, that's corny as shit, I'd be like, I know. I know it, I see, yeah.
Yeah. So that you get what I'm saying. Like you love Reservoir Dogs equally. You love what was that movie? You love the other Tarantino movie.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction is one of your favorites, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Pulp Fiction, you love the shit out of it, but you'll probably also love Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, dude, Dumb and Dumber is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay. 2 great and amazing entertainment value movies. But if you would compare the quality of the product, you would be like
Yeah.
2 different, totally different. So that's how I feel. So then he's like, what new show should I watch? And I was like, why don't you get caught up on Better Call Saul? And he's asking me, well, compare it on your scale. Where do you put it? And I'm like, it's hard because Better Call Saul and it's 2 different shows.
2 different shows you can't compare.
And like Better Call Saul is just starting. You're just starting to really get to know the character. And I love how I'm forgetting about Saul and really not remembering that part of him. And I'm watching this show based on Jimmy McGill. I'm not watching Saul.
Yeah.
They got me on this guy now.
Sure. And they're going to meet again, which will be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be. That's like when people, they would compare Breaking Bad with The Wire. And I was like, there's no comparison.
Right.
They're totally 2 different shows.
Yep.
And I personally like Breaking Bad better.
Right.
Even though The Wire is more realistic.
Yeah.
Like, but Better Call Saul is the shit.
I can't wait. And then I was like, you can watch Walking Dead. He's like, what would I'm like, Walking Dead is fun. I mean, it does I will tell you this, it gets old.
Well,
But
Walking Dead gets old.
Yeah,
Yes.
Walking Dead gets old. But if you like the characters, you kind of don't care.
I do like the characters, but I'm just like, and I get there's not much more you can do with this show. It's like, I get, okay, we're going to get to a new place, and then, oh, there's somebody here. We're going to have this little internal mental struggle. We want Rick to be the leader. This guy don't want Rick to be the leader. All right, we know either Rick's going to be the leader or we're going to share a leader. Okay, Rick's the leader. Okay, now I don't like Rick no more. Now we're going to attack. Oh, shit, the wall fell down. Here comes the zombies. Now we got to move.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and oh, wait, okay, now we're on the road. It's very fucking hot. I need to find some water. It's a whole nother season. Oh, wait, what's that, another building?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go in there. Oh, there's people here. Oh, they may want to kill us. Oh, we're not going to be friends. We want Rick to be the leader. It's like, okay, fucking, what are you guys staying alive for? It's not even like there's Oz that they think. Is there? Maybe is there something I'm missing? There's a destination.
One time they thought there was. Now they're good. Now, remember that dude that said what's his name? That lied and said he was a doctor scientist and he was.
Oh yeah, the guy with the Elvis hair.
Yeah, I forget his name.
I forget.
Well, he lied, but where he believes that where he was heading is really there. He just lied about his capabilities.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's no, like, I don't know, like, where else do you go? It's just like,
I would have committed suicide halfway through episode 2 if that was my real life. I'd be like, where are we going?
Yeah.
I'm starving. I'm not, what? Yeah. No. Especially after all my family got killed.
Yeah.
I will be happy, though, if the kid gets killed this season. I'm sick of him and his dumb hat.
Oh, I know.
Enough with the fucking hat.
That was cute when you were a little kid and you wore your dad's hat. You're a fucking adult. Get it off.
Yeah, just stop it. Stop it. But I feel if he gets killed, Rick will just have become a total raging lunatic more than he is.
But I know, because he's not really close to the girl as much as he is his baby doll, his daughter.
Yeah, the daughter. Like, how they keeping that fucking thing alive? They got a baby now? You're running with a baby?
I know.
I would have fucking been like, punted that thing 3 seasons ago. Be like, we can't, these things cry. Like, how is the baby not made walkers come? Like, that baby's like the most well-behaved baby in a zombie apocalypse.
Amazing.
Naps, all that. You never hear a peep out of that.
Think about this. When they were all sneaking out of that one house, when they were sneaking out of that house, they covered themselves in walker blood. That was the end of last season. And the son is the only one who made noise. The baby, fine.
Yeah.
The baby made it through the fucking apocalypse, like with walker blood on her.
Right.
But the fucking 17-year-old's like, Dad, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You idiot.
Ugh. Yeah. Fucking babies.
But I told Frank, I'm like, it's a good show. You might get into the characters, but I say start watching Better Call Saul, and you can't compare the two, but the show is really good. He's like, maybe Walter White will come back. I'm like, no. If we ever see Walter White and Saul together, the show is over because we know how it ends. Can't put them together.
That'll be the very end.
That'll be the very end of the show.
Freaking, or if the ratings are low, they'll bring it right there. Got to bring Jesse back at least.
Yeah.
Like, Justin got us into Walking Dead, and now he's done with it. He said the show just bores him now.
Yeah.
He's like, it's too much the same. He's like, I'm just tired of what they're doing. I'm like,
and I think that's what's going to happen. It's just going to go away because of that. Like,
I didn't like Fear the Walking Dead. Kerry likes it.
I did because I liked knowing more than the characters know. That was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The characters have no idea what's going on, but you do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
It's entertainment.
Did you get any listener questions this week?
Got to ask, man. I
got one. I got one from the last time that he sent me afterwards. Like after we already recorded.
Okay.
So I got to find that. But Angela, our listener Angela from the New England area.
Hello, Angela.
Hi, Angela. Let me find Angela's. Well, I'll have you discuss Angela's while I find the others. Okay.
Oh, you found it already, Angela's?
I found Angela's.
Okay.
Yeah. She says, "Okay, Doc, question for your podcast. Something I've always wondered about comics. It kind of goes back to what we were talking about a little bit last week.
Okay.
But she says, do you ever seriously wonder if some of your stuff is actually funny anymore? Like you've said it so much and often that it loses its gusto to you. Because I've heard old stuff that I thought was new by some comics and thought it was hilarious. And I've also heard things recently that was said years ago, random shit that still works for me. But that's what made me wonder if they ever thought they should get rid of it at some earlier point in their lives. Does this ever happen to you guys? Basically, how do you keep it fresh / new in your head and present it as such? She said she was also wondering the same thing for actors. How do they recite lines over and over again? You know?
Well, the thing I can tell you about actors, what I learned is that you're not, the lines are just, the prop. The lines don't really mean anything, but it's how the person that you listen to, that you're reacting to, delivered their lines. So that's why a line can be delivered and felt fresh every time they deliver it. Because you're delivering it to a person's emotion. You know what I mean? So you could say, where's the car, 100 times in a play, but if someone was like, I cannot find the car, and you're like, where's the car? Or like, I cannot find the car. It's like every time you come a different way, you might be saying the same line, but your feeling behind it is different. You're reacting off somebody.
Yeah, that makes sense. You try to make it fresh by trying to remember what you originally thought was funny.
Yeah, now as in my jokes, a lot of my jokes are real stories about life. So yeah, I'm telling them because they were important to me at one point.
Yeah.
However, yeah, I'm done with, there's a lot of, the stuff that's on the CD that I don't really even say anymore. I can't even remember how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like flip-flop joke was a joke I was doing a lot for 2 years. I can't remember how to say it. Prolly? I haven't delivered Prolly in 6 months. I have no idea how to say a joke.
Oh, really?
No idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes I stopped doing just because I got newer jokes and I like doing better.
Yeah.
I think jokes organically drop out of your act.
Absolutely.
Because, and then sometimes I'll think like I'll be doing the same set for a while and I'm like, let me try and bring back an old joke. Then I'm like, I just don't feel that no more.
Yep.
I have.
But then I bring jokes back that I used to do years ago, and I'll bring it back, and someone say I do the gym bit that I don't do at all.
Yeah.
If I do the gym bit, it's like, oh my God, it's a new bit. It's hilarious. No, not a new bit. That's 10 years old. I stopped doing.
Yeah.
Because you bring it back and it has new life. You pump new life into it.
Yeah, I find the jokes that have, if I bring back an old joke that's actually an actual occurrence in my life, something that happened, I'll bring it new life. But if it's an old joke, something I pulled out of my ass, when I was trying to write a joke, I'm like, oh, this is such a shit joke.
Yeah.
And even though it works, it stinks.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you can almost see it. If I put that joke in the middle of my act now, it's it would be like a new comic just jumped on stage for these 3 minutes and then went back to who you just saw before that.
Yeah.
What was that? Dog shit.
Robotic clunker that just
came. This fucking comedy shit sandwich that Joe just served us.
Because it stops your flow. You'll be flowing and you're like, hey, there was this one time that I went and I did this at the store.
Yeah, because you do it in the same cadence because that's how you remember saying the joke.
Yeah.
It's I've done that, though, when I've been on stage where my mind's gone blank, and I'll be like, what? And then, wham, I just pull something from, year one.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it gets you by enough to get you, okay, my mind's working again. I actually do have a brain with cells that sometimes snap.
But you can pull jokes, from the very beginning of your act, that have this new life in it because you have a new life in you. It's just... You could say it in the fucking in the way you're saying jokes now. You could pump this new view into it. It's just that's why I'll pull jokes. I'm like, what haven't I done forever? This joke. Let me try it, and then I try it on stage, and I have a different. I present myself different now. I'm confident. It comes out of me less setup is needed because I can just say it now. I'm not so concerned about this is how I do the joke. It has to be done so you get it. I just say it now. Yeah, and it works.
By the time a joke is great, it's almost...
It's done.
But that's when you're great at telling it. You know what I mean? I've been Like, do you ever like have this where you're like, I'm going to change up the order just for myself, and then you're like in the middle of a joke, and you're like, shit, did I say this one already?
Yeah.
Because you've so used to always said it before.
Yep.
Like this other one.
Right.
You're like, oh, fuck, am I about to repeat myself?
I always I can always remember like key parts of my act, like who I was looking at.
Yeah.
Like what eye contact I was making or what face I was looking at.
Yeah.
And then I come to the words and I'm like, oh, God. And then I look in the audience, I look at somebody's face, I'm like, I don't remember seeing any of your faces when I said these words.
Yeah. Keeping it fresh is tough. But I think it's like these things, you're like, these jokes work, I got to do them, especially, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's when, I mean, I'm just started doing 45 minutes and hours, so like, that's still fresh and fun for me to do a headline set. I feel like maybe that's when you record it, when you're like, I'm just,
right.
I got, this is just, I do this good, this hour.
Think about it. Amy Schumer was talking about, recording that when she did her hour and like she was going over some jokes and Kurt Metzger was like, well, I wouldn't do that joke. It was a quick joke. He was like, that's kind of hacky. A lot of people do it. It's like, I wrote it and it gets a laugh. Think about that. She needed that 30-second joke.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to be that fresh. And she had a joke that always works, so why can't I do it?
Well, you know what? That actually helped me because I've been thinking about my set that I want to record. And I'm like, because I'm sometimes too ultra critical.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, you know what? Fucking let's just do, like, have fun like you have fun on a Saturday night.
Right.
Like stop trying, like, like in your mind, you're just like worried about everything but what you're supposed to be worried about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
It's hard to keep it fresh, especially when you need to make a living. Got to be funny out there. But I also think the more confident you get, the more you're confident in your voice, that you can keep it fresh even on a Saturday night in front of a crowd. You can bring in a new idea. You can throw it in the middle of your old shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be killer because you're funny enough to make it work.
Yeah, like I don't care if it's fresh to me as long as I deliver it in a way that the crowd believes it's fresh.
Right.
It's when I start delivering it in a rote fashion.
Oh yeah,
where then it stinks.
Yeah.
Because then you got to think about it as a job. It's like I have to figure out how to tell this to this crowd, even though I don't like it no more, because I got to do my job.
Right.
Like you would never do that if you have a job in any office. Be like, I'm going to file different today. I'm just fucking bored.
Yeah. No, right.
Then the boss is like, yeah, fine, as long as it gets done.
Yeah.
As long as the files are where they're supposed to be, I don't care if you do them with your
you
can do them with your toes. You can put them in there with your toes. You can pick them up one at a time, shove them in the file cabinet.
But you're right. Like like last night, there was that one woman who saw me over 300 people. One woman saw me open for Sebastian probably 2 years ago at Bananas. And what am I doing up there as I'm telling my jokes? You think she saw this one?
Oh, yeah.
One fucking broad. Did she think she saw this joke? I'm like, what the fuck? So then, like, when I do think someone saw it, that's when I get, like, scripted almost. Because I'm like, I get, like, oh, they already know this joke, so blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, I get, like down on myself, so I just do it, like, here's the words I already said, because this is what I say.
Yeah.
And, like, you have to be able to freshen that up.
That's how I feel about like even opening up for you in a few weeks up in North Jersey, where it's like, I'm like, oh, the last same people are going to come out.
I know.
Hopefully enough new ones come out. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what if I want to really log jam all my really new stuff up front. So that they're like, wow, this guy's fucking great.
This guy is prolific.
Fucking got this shit, man. And then once I get into old shit, they'll be like, all right, good. He gave us so much new shit. I'll just bask in his old shit now.
It's time for the oldies.
But, it's like, get the fuck out of your head. Just go up and do what you do.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I got 2 weeks. I mean, these people, you got to remember.
2 weeks to get a new hour.
Yeah. You got to remember, in September, I was there.
Yeah.
To do the CD release, and I tried my damnedest, and I didn't. I did an hour with nothing from the CD.
Yeah.
And now I got to do another hour.
Yeah.
I can't do the CD, and and I can't do the hour after to see what am I doing? Where am I coming up? What am I?
Yeah, I know you're here like 6-7 times a year.
Yeah, am I doing somebody else's act? No, I got to do somebody else's act.
Yeah. So that's that, Angela. Hopefully that answered your question. Or
the bottom line is we're always in our head about it.
Always in our head about it. We're always trying to freshen it up. At least people that care are. All right, you're going to take. This is Colin from out in Seattle. Seattle. Now you're taking this one.
Okay.
So because he said,
why am I taking it though? I'll find out in a minute.
He said, thanks for the shout out in our previous podcast or two podcasts ago. He goes, please rip on North Korea and the terrorists' failed attempt at blowing up the plane.
Okay, first off, I have not been watching the news at all. So if that just happened, I feel really dumb because I haven't watched the news.
No, did you see there was a plane? I forget what country it was in.
Well, he's saying Korea, so I would think.
Oh, Korea, yeah.
So I don't think you got to really.
No, but I don't think it happened in Korea. I think it was a Korean.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
But did you hear about that plane where the bomb, or like a hole exploded in the side of the plane, and then a guy flew out?
No.
Yeah, man, it was a guy sitting like by a window, right? An explosion happened. Guy flies out.
Yeah.
They land the plane with nobody else getting injured, and they go, "Might be a terrorist attack." Might be. Guys don't spontaneously combust.
But was it the guy or was it underneath the plane where he was sitting and just ripped the plane apart right where he was sitting?
No, it turned out that the guy had a bomb on him, tried exploding the plane, but instead he exploded a hole, I think, and then he flew out.
Smart.
But, I just liked when the news was like, it could be a terrorist attack. I go, could be.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I get that, but I also appreciate that. Because just like when the San Bernardino, thing, they want to say, oh, it's a terrorist. Like, they want to go right there. Like, why? Can't we just not go right there until we know it's right there? Because they want to go there, because that's what makes people stay tuned in. Terror. Oh, my God. If they would have said, a plane blew a hole in it, like had an accident, that would give us about 6 seconds of, okay, they survived, we're done. Like, that's it. Yeah. Oh, we looked for the plane? Oh, that's not fun. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's scary, though, that the guy got a bomb on a plane. But it was like some Malaysia. It was like, like an airline that probably doesn't have good security.
Yeah, that's racist. But what I'm saying is it's racist on your part. Like, it's Malaysia. They don't have
I think it was. I'm just making. I pulled Malaysia out of my ass. The news story is so old, I don't even know. But I told him. I said, Mike and I will try and muster up a few intelligent thoughts on this.
How old is this story? I feel like a dumbass.
It's like a couple weeks, like a week or two old.
Yeah. All right. Well, I had pneumonia. I wasn't watching television. I was sleeping a lot, so I don't have a clue. I barely know what's going on with the Republican. If I wasn't for Twitter, I probably wouldn't even know.
Because it wasn't an American plane, so it goes out of the news cycle quick. It's like, terrorism somewhere else. That's cool.
Right.
But that's scary, man. Imagine I had a dream like that one time where I was in a plane and a big hole formed, cracked in the plane, and the wind came and ripped my row of seats out, and I am now fucking seatbelted into this floating fucking chair watching the plane get smaller, and I was just like, oh shit.
You can make that. You can survive.
Maybe. I was pretty high, dude. I didn't see nothing. It wasn't like why can't they have parachutes on each chair?
There you go, Joe. So if the plane blows up and the parachutes can just catch on fire on your back and melt to your back, that makes sense. I know.
No, I'm saying it if your seat flies out.
Did you see that new plane that they were making? I saw on Facebook news feeds. They're developing a
plane. What's a Facebook news feed?
I mean, Facebook news feeds. You get a bunch of videos, fucking news people. There's always Facebook. It's always got shit going on. Like that's an ad or some kind of shared a video.
No, I don't know what you mean.
All right, whatever.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's not all dogs and fucking cookie dough balls. All right, there's other shit that goes.
I like that I made you describe what a Facebook feed is, since we're all on it 24 hours a day. It's not all dogs and cookie dough balls.
I meant to say how people will share news stories, little articles, and then you always see and I saw this plane. And I watched the video where the plane comes. You see, like the inside of the plane has a parachute.
Uh-huh.
Like the whole inside, like the plane's cover falls away, broken and exploding, but the inside core comes out floating, like on a big parachute.
That we need that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need that shit.
Yeah, and planes will in a flight to Florida will be $9,000
All right.
after they fucking put parachutes inside planes.
They'll figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll get back down to where we can afford it.
Did you ever see those double-decker planes?
Uh-huh.
They're like with stairs and shit.
Yeah,
Like a mall in the middle of it. It's like a merry-go-round.
A bocce.
A bocce. Be like, oh, and my fucking suitcase still needs to fit in this little thing.
You know what, though? Talking about, like, you know, it could be terrorism and everything, off the subject. Like when Obama was talking about Benghazi, whatever happened, and what everybody wants to do about that story, I don't give a fuck about how deep you want to get into that story. But coming out and saying, as of right now, it could be a terrorist attack, I think is a smart move because the American people get very fucking, like, they feed into terrorism. They want to hear it, then they get scared, and then everybody can play. So to not say it right off the bat, to me, is smart because it's like, hold on, let's make sure before we say it. Because you guys are going to already react. Once we say it, you're going to overreact to it. So let's just hold off. And they're like, oh, yeah, it is terrorism. Go. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was just funny to me. That
right.
I'm like, what else could it be?
Right. But there's times.
Like there's nothing in the plane that could explode.
Yeah, but actually, that's not true. There was a plane crash, you know, in the 90s that's on TV where there was a short and it blew out a window. It blew out the whole side and the guy three people got sucked out the hole. The plane landed.
That wasn't terrorism?
No, it was just.
What blew up?
It was like there are electronics inside the plane right there.
They had explosive electronics.
There was something went a fire, and in whatever happened, it broke the seal. Pop! The whole fucking side just blew out. Then there was one where the cargo, you know, where you put everything under the plane, the door didn't latch closed, and when the door in flight, the door from the outside flipped up, smashed into the plane, and made the plane get a hole in it right there.
Remember that plane we were on? I think it was to Texas or Missouri, where it was like the caulking was bad on the windows. We're like, Jesus Christ, man! It's like fluttering. I'm like,
yeah, and it was like a glob of it, or somebody. Was like,
I know. I'm like frantically chewing gum, like shoving it in there, like trying to fix it, like fucking MacGyver. I
hate when I see like moisture inside the window, like between the panes. I'm like, what's up? The seal's broke. What's up with the seal?
Yeah, man. I swear, no matter how old I get, I still think of the Twilight Zone. If I'm flying at night, I look out in the wing and see that fucker out there. I'm like, I don't want to. No, come on.
I want to say something.
Say something. You.
Yeah, say something to you and your fucking hypochondriac lifestyle that you live. When I had pneumonia, you put the fear of God into me,
and you survived. You're welcome.
Wednesday morning, I was getting out of bed. You ever get out of bed?
No.
And you do that windmill flip. You take your leg and you flip it over the other leg to give you a little momentum. Yeah. Just to roll out of bed.
Yeah.
Like, right? So I was just like, let me get up. And I did. I got up. And by the time I got up, my back started hurting and nodding up. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking uncomfortable. By the time I got to the bottom of my staircase, when I could not stand. My family had to help me stand up. My whole back was one big cramp and in pain. I could not breathe. And now I'm like, oh my God, the pneumonia, my lungs. I can't breathe.
Holy shit.
I couldn't breathe because
I can't breathe right now.
And I was so, and I went out that night. I did 2 spots that night. I couldn't even stand up straight. So Thursday morning, I figured I'll go to sleep, ice it up, Thursday morning, see what happens. Same pain. I could not get out of bed. Had to have my family help me pull me out of bed. So I went to the emergency room. I'm thinking the pneumonia fucked my lungs up because you.
Because me?
Yeah, you and your insanity. Normally, I would have realized that's just a muscle pull. But you and your fucking, you people die from this.
They
made
do.
me think my lungs are done. It just collapsed and I'm dying.
Yeah.
Well, that was wrong. Pneumonia was completely gone. Pneumonia's out of my system. I'm completely cured of the pneumonia. I just hurt I had a muscle spasm.
Okay.
But I couldn't move. Wednesday, Thursday, I could not move. They gave me muscle relaxers, and finally today, I still feel like somebody punched me in my muscle back here. It's like sore, but I can move. But.
Yeah, but, your fear got you checked out. You would have never known.
Would have never known that the pneumonia was gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believed it was gone because the doctor told me it would be gone with the medicine.
Yeah, but
You made me think I was dying.
So So if I didn't make you think you were dying, how would you have found out about your back?
Oh, I didn't need to go to the doctor to find out I found out about my back when I couldn't stand up. That's when I found out about it. When I couldn't stand, I knew I pulled my muscle. I knew it wasn't spine or bulging or like a disc because it was a muscle spasm. It's just like my whole back. But I was worried like I couldn't breathe in, and the reason why I couldn't breathe in is because my lungs were surrounded by the muscle that was hurting. So every time I breathe in, it would hit that muscle and make me not be able to expand.
That was probably brought on by pneumonia.
It wasn't.
Maybe.
Well, it could have been because my body was, healing from pneumonia, that I was weak. And the muscles around my lungs were already weak.
Okay.
So when I pulled myself up out of bed, it was easily pulled and strained. That's what someone else is saying. Like, you need to heal from within. Got to start eating more greens and salads and stuff, eating a little more healthier because your muscles inside were beat up. But I did find out for the first time in my entire life, I was told my blood pressure was high.
Ah, shit. We can't talk about shit like that. My blood pressure's going to get high if we talk about it.
She was like, yeah,
heart palpitations right now.
I'm 46 years old. I've never heard my blood pressure was high. She's like, it's a little high. Start monitoring it. So I bought a blood pressure monitor just to keep an eye on it. And it's been like not too high, but a little higher than normal. Are you dying right now, Joe?
Right, yeah, a little bit. I don't like talking about blood pressure, and it makes me have heart palpitations.
Really?
Yeah. I think I have a heart murmur now.
Yeah, it doesn't just come like that, though. I mean, I'm just...
I know, but it's just my chest gets stiff if you talk about blood pressure.
All right. We're good now.
All right. We're almost done with the podcast anyway. We're an hour in. Good. I fucked you up. Now you fucked me up. And
good.
Now.
See, but you're really fucked up. And
yeah, exactly. So, actually, I have to go anyway because I have to go. We're celebrating my mother-in-law's birthday party today.
Oh, okay. At your house or theirs?
We're going out to eat, and then we're doing cake at my house.
Okay.
And shit. But so I hope the listener, Colin, I know that he was probably listening to our, probably didn't even get the story right. I just assumed that was the story he was talking about. He's probably like, these fucking idiots. I give them one political thing to talk about and they stink.
I apologize. Normally I would be on top of that, but I really haven't.
So, yeah, listeners, currently we've been recording like every Sunday. So we're going to try and keep that up. I'm hoping to, so like just send us questions whenever. Up till Sunday. We'll answer them. I kind of like that little aspect, getting some questions every week.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? And that's that. So what do you got coming up, Mike? Obviously, your show tonight. By the time this goes, it'll be over. So
it would have been yesterday.
Had a
great show yesterday.
Had a great show yesterday. Full house.
I don't know. What do I got this coming weekend? This weekend I have. Friday I have the Pocono Palace again, which we know how much I love that. And Saturday is a fundraiser in Clifton. And then next weekend, though, was the most important weekend, the 26th and 27th. 26th in Wantage, right? What's it called? Wantage? Wantage, New Jersey at the Bistro. What is it? Celine's. That's me, you, and Ritu.
Yep.
And then Saturday in Pompton Plains, my Hey, I Haven't Had a Drink Since 1993 show.
Nice.
And that's 8 o'clock show at Pompton Plains at the Regency House with me, you, and Ritu again. That should be a fun night.
Yes, Jersey people, come to that one. Let's sell these shows out.
Where is Wantage located? Where's it at?
It's like way to fuck up.
Is it
like Sussex County? Nah, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Oh, it's up that way. So it's up like...
Well, maybe not Sussex. I don't know the counties that well.
But it's up. It's not Central or West Jersey.
No, it's top. It's up. It's
I got
up. Yeah, it's
north. You can just say north.
North. Up. There. Over there.
Top. It's top.
It's top of Jersey.
Top Jersey.
Geography with the all in our heads, guys.
Top bottom Jersey. Top Jersey.
Top bottom Jersey shit. So I'll be on those shows with Mike and Ritu.
What you got going on this weekend?
And Hartford this weekend. If you know anybody that lives in the Hartford area, please tell them to come out. It's always a good time there. It's a fun club. They have like some of the best food in a comedy club ever.
Nice.
It's just delicious shit. I can't wait to get my fish tacos.
Nice.
So, yeah, you could see. I have some other dates that just came in. I have to put them on my website. They should be up at joefernandez.net soon. Go to MikeGaffneyLive.com to follow Mike. And please rate us on iTunes. We can use some ratings to help move us up in the charts.
When's the app? We're gonna have an app.
The app, yeah, I still have to submit some things. It's like it's an ordeal to like they want a lot of information and stuff, and then it'll take 6 to 8 weeks from when that stuff gets in.
Okay.
So at least a month or 2 months till the app comes out. So
okay.
So yes, guys. So tell people about us, rate us on iTunes, give us 5-star reviews, and keep submitting questions and keep listening. And you've been listening to All in Our Heads.